Hello. In this video we're going to be walking through contract pricing and how you can use CC price groups to offer more individualized pricing to accounts that might be a part of an account group. So in some cases, if a customer has completely unique pricing versus all of your other customers, it might make sense to set them up with their own account group. But this doesn't always make sense to do, and it can get pretty cumbersome to manage. So if you want to give a customer special pricing for a period of time, do you create them their own account group and then price list and then set a reminder to go and change this? Or what if they have multiple contracts that they're going to be purchasing this off of? Are you going to create them multiple accounts to access each different price list or different contract? Well, this is where price groups comes in. So with price groups, we can give discounted pricing to a single account, which entitles them to other products and pricing beyond what their account group entitlements do. So with account groups, or with price groups rather, we can determine how long each account has access to that particular pricing or product availability. And we can even let them purchase off of multiple contracts and select which contract they're browsing the website in the context of. So for this tutorial, we're going to be again working with the TechEase account that we set up in the Contacts, Users, and Account video. If you have not watched that video, TechEase is a fictional company that we set up to be a distributor of Cloudburst products. So all of those different electronics devices that are in the Cloudburst storefront out of the box, TechEase is a distributor of those. So the mock use case here is that TechEase is our electronics distributor, does business with multiple data centers and other technology companies or companies that use technology. And they've recently won a new contract, a new business with a new data center that's going to be being built. And they've negotiated a great price to purchase all of this equipment from Cloudburst. They're going to be doing business exclusively with Cloudburst to build out this data center and equip all of its employees with Cloudburst products. So let's take a look at the data model for price groups before we dive into the actual product. So here at the center, you see we have the CC price group, which is going to tie the account and the price list together in a typical sort of account group driven entitlement strategy. The price list would be tied to the account through the account group. All accounts part of that account group would have access to those price lists, or the products on that price list and the pricing that is inherent there. So we're going to tie these together with a CC price group so that we can potentially create a price group and then assign accounts from multiple price groups to this same, or multiple account groups rather, to this same price group. And the CC price group item is a way of limiting the number of a certain product that could be purchased off of a contract. This is a way of sort of preventing your customers from taking advantage of the better pricing. So to put that in context of TechEase, TechEase has negotiated this great pricing for building out this new distributor, or building out this new data center rather, and we don't want them to necessarily take advantage of that pricing and buy 100 other servers to staff all of their other accounts and other contracts that they have. So this is a way with the price group item to limit the number of servers that they could potentially buy under this contract. So let's get back into the product and we can start going through what some of this actually means. So from the CC administrative panel here, we'll again navigate to that TechEase account. We'll open CC price groups. I have this as a tab. You might need to click the plus button to find this. We're going to open up the CC price groups in a new tab at the top just so we can kind of try and visualize how this is all going to get connected. And then I've already set up a new price list with the individualized pricing that we're going to be giving TechEase for this contract. It's just called Tech Contract, but this is just a regular price list, and that's the name of it. Right? So we have the price group here at the center. If we look back at our data model, we have the price group, the account, and the price list. So now we need to create the CC price group price list and the CC price group account to tie all of these things together. So first let's create a new price group. So we're going to name this Tech Group 1. Group type is a field where we can categorize the type of price group and use for different filtering purposes, reporting. Price group ID, for now we can just give a generic ID. We do want this to be enabled. And right here's where we can actually set the effective start and end dates. So we're going to say that this contract is going to be a 5-month contract ending on August 19th. Rather, September 19th. And we're going to save that. Okay, so now we have our CC price group created at the center of this data model. So first, we'll create the new CC price group account by clicking on this button here. The account is going to be TechEase. And now for each of these, you're going to want to use the lookup button to be sure that we're selecting the correct one. Oftentimes, if you just try to type this in here, the system might not recognize it, and it could result in the price group account not being tied to the actual account that we're looking to connect. Another point to make here before I go too much further, out of the box, some of these fields might not actually be a part of your layout. So to add them to your layout, we're going to come over here to this pop-out, click Edit Layout, and then from here we can scroll down, see the different fields that are available to us. If we don't see that there, or if we don't see the field that we wanted to add there, we can add it just by dragging and dropping and then clicking Save. Okay, so now we're back here. It removed TechEase since we added the layout, so we'll have to find that again quickly. The storefront, this is all going to be in our default store. I do believe that storefront names are case sensitive, so be aware of that. And again, this is another place where we can edit the duration that we want this price group account to be active. So we're just going to keep this consistent across the different objects. Save that. So now on this price group, we can see our price group account. So we effectively just created that connection. Now what we're going to want to do is create the price group price list to create that connection. So here's CC price group price list. We're going to click New. Again, you might need to adjust your layout to get all of these fields to show up. The CC price list that I created earlier is called Tech Contract, so that's what we're going to select for the CC price list. Again, using the lookup field, the lookup button, rather, to select the appropriate price list. Effective end date, again, we can control the duration of this price group price list. And again, we want to specify our storefront. And be sure that this button enabled is checked. So you can save that. Now this took us back to the price group price list. We're going to go to the price group itself. And if we want to, we can add a price group item. So here, we're going to need to edit the layout to add the appropriate fields. So we're going to scroll down to the object itself. We're going to add the product, the quantity for that product, our enabled checkbox, the effective start, and the effective end. Go ahead and save that. And since we are building out a data center, we're going to limit the number of data, or rather servers, that techies can buy from us. This is of course something that we can edit, but just to keep them honest, or if you have any concerns about your clients potentially taking advantage of the specialized pricing, we'll give them a pretty long leash for this exercise. So you can buy 500 as part of this contract. It's going to be a very big data center. And again, set the date range to be the same as all the other objects. So you go ahead and save that. Go again back to the price group. And now we've basically built out this entire data model here. So we have the price group at the center, tied to the price list, the account, and the price group item, limiting the number of servers that techies can buy from us during the duration of this contract. So now that we have our price group all set up, everything tied to it properly, how do we actually browse under this contract? Well, I did make a mistake earlier when I said that group type was sort of an extraneous field. This is actually somewhere where we need to put in contract. Save that. If we look in the documentation at the page configurations that need to be set, we need to set on the price group module at the global level this to true, so that we have price groups enabled in our storefront. And then we need to set price group types to be contract, so that it knows that this type of price group is in fact enabled on the storefront. So now we have everything properly set up on the back end of CloudCraze. So let's jump over to the storefront. So here we're browsing as Brittany Melcher. She is the contact, or user rather, that we set up in the earlier exercise to be the strategic buyer for techies. So here on the storefront, you can notice right away that server that we set the limit for, general pricing based on the pricing that is driven by her account group is $329. Price for this other larger server is $889. So remember those two prices, $329, $889. So like I said, this is being driven by the entitlements that are given to Brittany and techies through her account group. So how do we browse under the contract that we actually just set up? What we're going to do, we're going to go back to this price group. This string of characters here, it's the Salesforce ID, or the group ID. We're going to copy it, jump back to our storefront. We're going to delete this last slash, add question mark, GRID equals, then paste in our new string of text. Refresh our page. And now that same server that we saw before was 329 is now 313. The other one that I believe was 889 is now 872. So now we're browsing in the context of the contract that we actually just created.